Hey everybody, Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. This is a brand new feature here on NoDQ.com, the WWE Top 10 Superstar Rankings. This will cover the period from Saturday, September 20th through Friday, September 26th. This will include the Night of Champions mega event, as well as Raw, Main Event, and SmackDown. And I came up with these rankings. This is my personal opinion and nothing else. Got the top 10 here. I'm also including tag teams as a single entity for this rankings. Coming in at number 10 is the tag team of the Usos. Now, despite the fact that the Usos lost the tag team titles at Night of Champions, they are still a major force in the tag team division, and they're still in the title picture. Not only did the Usos and Sheamus emerge victorious at Raw, but the Usos also defeated Goldust and Stardust by disqualification on SmackDown. So they're still in the title hunt, and I suspect that we will see a rematch between the Usos against Goldust and Stardust. Coming in at number 9 is the United States champion Sheamus. Now, having a championship will help you get into the top 10 rankings, but also winning matches is important, and also being a major part of storylines is a factor in determining the rankings. Sheamus was at the Night of Champions event. He successfully defended the United States Championship against Cesaro, and like I mentioned a moment ago, he won the tag team match with the Usos on Raw. Sheamus continues to be one of your top superstars in WWE, and he's been picking up some momentum as of late. He hasn't really done much with the United States title, but this week he came off very strong, and he made the top 10. Coming in at number 8 is the tag team of Goldust and Stardust. Certainly one of the most bizarre tag teams in WWE history, and for a while it seemed like they were going nowhere, but then they made the heel turn, and the momentum continued at the Night of Champions mega event when Goldust and Stardust were able to defeat the Usos in a very solid tag team match to capture the titles. And they have that momentum, and they are arguably the hottest tag team in WWE right now. And they ended a lengthy reign. The Usos were tag team champions for a long period of time, and Goldust and Stardust were the ones to finally end that lengthy reign, and that is something that is noteworthy. Next up on the rankings, coming in at number 7, is the Russian Nightmare Rusev. Rusev has been on a complete rampage in WWE. He has been beating one person after another. One American hero after another has gone down to him, and he was very impressive this week. Not only did he defeat the Olympian Mark Henry at the Night of Champions mega event, but he also beat Mark Henry a second time on Monday Night Raw. His winning streak continues. He's undefeated. Rusev, with the way things are going, he can continue to climb the rankings list here, and he's at number 7 right now. We'll see how high he goes. Coming in at number 6 is Corporate Kane. Now, despite not doing all that much and not being that active in the ring, Kane has still been a major player in WWE storylines. He has been right there in the main event storyline, helping the Authority and aiding Seth Rollins and getting involved in Seth Rollins' matters. And he has still been a major factor on the heel side in WWE. So Kane continues to be a force to be reckoned with, and he has that number 6 spot for now. Coming in at number 5 is the Viper, Randy Orton. Like Kane, Randy Orton has been a top superstar for a long period of time, and he's had his hot periods and he's had his down periods. But this past week, Randy Orton has been a top guy. He had a very memorable match with Chris Jericho at the Night of Champions show. Some say that was the match of the night. Orton and Jericho went out there and gave a tremendous effort and had a really solid match. and it was a very impressive victory for Randy Orton. And then the next night on Raw, he was in the main event. Yes, we've seen John Cena versus Randy Orton a million times, but he was in the main event on Monday Night Raw, involved in a top storyline and feud. And we'll see where things go with Randy Orton in the coming weeks. But for this week, he was definitely a big player in the world of WWE. Coming in at number 4 is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is arguably the top heel in WWE right now. At least you could say he's the top full-time heel when you're not counting Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins is the Money in the Bank holder, and who would have thought a year ago that Seth Rollins would be one of the top heels in WWE? He has been on a roll as of late, and he defeated, I guess you could say he defeated Roman Reigns by forfeit at the Night of Champions mega event. And you had Dean Ambrose making his return. And one could say that Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose has been the hottest feud in WWE as of late. And that feud continues to be a major reason why the two of them are so high on the rankings. And speaking of Dean Ambrose, he is the number 3 ranking for this week. Dean Ambrose making his epic return to WWE at Night of Champions, coming out and accepting the open challenge of Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose is now arguably the number 2 babyface in WWE. And with Roman Reigns out due to injury, this is an amazing opportunity for Ambrose to step up and become a breakout star in WWE. Not that he isn't a breakout star already, but this is a chance for him to even go higher and take it to the next level and possibly one day be the number 1 babyface. But that's going to be a very hard place to get to. That's going to be the absolute peak of the mountain, and we'll see if Dean Ambrose can get there. Coming in at number 2 is the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm not sure where Brock Lesnar's ranking will be in the coming weeks when he's not on Monday Night Raw and not being a factor. But looking at this past week, Brock Lesnar was in the main event at Night of Champions against John Cena, and he did lose that match by DQ, but he's still the WWE Champion, and that title still has the value. And as long as he has the title and people are still talking about him as WWE Champion, he will probably have a position on this list, on this rankings list for weeks to come. We'll just have to wait and see how the storylines play out. Right now, he's at number 2. And finally, the number 1 ranked superstar of the week, in my opinion, is Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect himself, John Cena. Even though he's not the WWE Champion, he's still the guy, and this week he was the focal point in the world of WWE. He had the main event match with Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions, and he was just a split second away from winning the title if it wasn't for the outside interference of Seth Rollins. And then the next night on Raw, John Cena was in the main event against Randy Orton. He had the big stare down with Dean Ambrose at the end of the show, and John Cena continues to be the guy that WWE builds the company around. So until that changes, John Cena is going to be at the top of the list, whether you like it or not. And before I go here, I wanted to include the WWE Loser of the Week. In addition to the top 10, I have the Loser of the Week, and the person that gets the distinction this week is The Miz, the guy who was at one time the main event of WrestleMania, the WWE Champion, and what a lousy week he had. It started off on a high note. He won the IC title back from Dolph Ziggler at Night of Champions, but then he lost the title the next night back to Ziggler. Don't understand what the point of this was. It did not do The Miz any favors, and his week just got worse. At main event, he got attacked by Dean Ambrose on his own show, Miz TV, and then at SmackDown, Dean Ambrose defeated The Miz. The Miz continues to be on the downward spiral in WWE, and this was overall not a good week for him. So The Miz gets that unfortunate distinction of being the WWE Loser of the Week. So there you have it for my top 10 WWE Superstar rankings, as well as the Loser of the Week distinction. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment on YouTube with your thoughts and your opinions. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the very latest news and rumors from WWE and TNA. And I will see you guys next time for more.